taking the world by storm, not only in sports, music, and other aspects of our culture, but also in the business sector. The stock exchange of this tiny isle of wood and water was ranked by Bloomberg as the world's best performer in 2015. What does that mean for you? We explore the benefits later in the show. Plus, our year in review continues with the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy, and Mining. Hi there, I'm Theodore Henry. Stay with me as we unfold the pages of another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. A message from the Ministry of Health, sponsored by the NHF.
Good day, I'm Carrie Ann Smith, and this is your GIS News for Friday, January 15. Cabinet has mandated the establishment of a committee to explore opportunities for compensation to consumers believed to have been affected by contaminated gas. Energy Minister Philip Paulwell made the announcement on Thursday following a meeting with government and opposition representatives, as well as stakeholders in the gasoline sector. He said a reporting mechanism had been established to process consumers' complaints. That process will be facilitated by the Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC. Affected persons are asked to make their reports to the CAC, outlining all relevant details. Individuals also need to present supporting documentation, including a report from a mechanic or certified expert, outlining the problems experienced with the motor vehicle and proof of where the fuel was purchased. Minister Paulwell says the CAC will collate all reports and submit them to the Bureau of Standards Jamaica for further tests and inspections on other service stations. 103 students in and around the Union Gardens community in southwest St. Andrew have been benefiting from a state-of-the-art early childhood institution, another example of government's commitment to the sector.
I believe in education, and I believe in the power of education. And I make no apology for this decision because it is the only sustainable route to the long-term development of our people.
The $174 million school was built through a public-private partnership between March and September of last year. It was officially opened on Wednesday.
May we challenge everyone here, the parents in particular, to draw close to this institution and to make sure that they support the teachers and the sponsors in every way possible.
The Education Minister says students at Union Gardens Infant School will receive age-appropriate tablets come September. A school bus was also donated by the Union Gardens Foundation, a group of private sector companies operating in the community. Children will be shuttled to and from the school at no additional cost to parents. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller is calling on Jamaicans to always be prepared for natural disasters. She made the appeal on Thursday as the island remembered the more than 1,000 lives lost in the January 14, 1907 earthquake. Mrs. Simpson Miller was speaking at the official opening of the remodeled Monument and Memorial Park at Bumper Hall in Greenwich Town.
May this restored monument serve as a point of reminder of the need to be always prepared for eventualities such as the earthquakes. May it forever remind us that no matter our social and economic status, we are all one people. This is a fact usually made clear by the effects of natural disasters, which do not discriminate in their impact.
Meanwhile, Tourism Minister Dr. Wickham McNeil says his ministry is looking to incorporate the monument into the list of cultural tourism sites in Kingston. He urged all stakeholders to take advantage of a Tourism Enhancement Fund project, which is aimed at enhancing cultural sites across the island.
And I would just commend to all my colleagues, to all the mayors, the councillors, to the members of all the civic organizations, let us all unite to seek out, to look for those heritage sites, those cultural opportunities that define us as a people.
Farmers and community members in Manchester are benefiting from the rehabilitation of farm roads in the parish. The work is being carried out under government's $300 million farm roads rehabilitation program.
We have done some 21 roads thus far. phase 1 of which covers several roads in St. Elizabeth, St. James, St. Andrew, St. Thomas, and here in Manchester, all at a cost of 86 million Jamaican dollars.
On Thursday, the Ministry of Agriculture opened the Bull Dead and Frederick Peace roads, which were repaired at a combined cost of over $8 million. Meanwhile, $29 million was spent to carry out road improvement work in the Mavis Bank community of St. Andrew. The Agriculture Ministry spearheaded the rehabilitation of 9.5 kilometers of roadway between Mount Dawkins New Gardens and Hall's Delight.
These initiatives, ladies and gentlemen, combined will seek to target rural farm communities by improving the road network and the access to markets as production increases.
The Agriculture Minister was speaking on Wednesday during a tour of farms that were affected by a fire in the Mavis Bank area last year. And finally, farmers in St. Mary are receiving support to help them meet the local demand for banana and facilitate the export market. On Thursday, tissue culture and traditional banana and plantain suckers were distributed to the farmers. The exercise is part of the revitalization strategy under the Jamaica Banana Accompanying Measures program, which started in 2013. Portfolio Minister Derek Kelly says government is committed to ensuring the survival, growth and sustainability of the sector.
The Banana Board has a target to distribute some 200,000 seedlings or suckers of the new and common varieties to approximately 1,400 farmers over the next couple of years. And it is expected that the target will be met over the remaining 2 years of the project with the establishment of a small tissue culture biofactory, which is currently under construction.
Minister Kelly says measures are also being taken to provide irrigation and other infrastructure to mitigate the effects of climate change. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
We want a productive Jamaica. We all are productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
It's indeed jamming. What am I talking about? The Jamaica Stock Exchange, ranked by the reputable US-based media and financial company Bloomberg as the world's best performing stock market in 2015. The benefits are tremendous, and it will trickle down to me and you. Let's find out how.
Consider the 2015 stock market reports for developed countries. Securities on the New York Stock Exchange in the United States, those in London, Zurich, Hong Kong, Japan, and Paris, just to name a few.
The Dow is down, the S&P 500 is down, London is down, CAC 40 in Paris is down, Zurich is down, Hang Seng in Hong Kong is down, Nikkei in Japan is down.
But
Jamaica is up.
as evidenced by this headline from the reputable financial and media company Bloomberg, yes, the Jamaica Stock Exchange was the best performer in the world in 2015, growing by over 90%. The over 90% growth of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSE, in 2015 was not coincidental. It was the result of hard work by the government and several stakeholders under Jamaica's economic reform program.
There are several factors. The macroeconomic condition, the stable macroeconomic conditions, the fact that interest rate has fallen, and so investors are looking at other options for investment.
It is due to an improvement in investor confidence, both local and international investor confidence. which comes on the back of the country's successful navigation of 10 consecutive IMF performance reviews.
Passing the quarterly tests by the International Monetary Fund (IMF) is not only about quantitative targets like meeting the primary surplus target. It is also about structural benchmarks, changes to the way in which the country carries out aspects of its operations, for example, things that improve the way business is conducted. Point of information: Jamaica was ranked in the top 10 most improved economies in the world on the World Bank's Doing Business Report 2016. On top of that, the economy grew in 2015, recording 1.5% in the September quarter.
That has had a positive impact on corporate earnings. So most of the companies, listed companies, have been making more profits, they have been paying more dividends, and that has led to an increase in demand for those stocks, and that is what has driven up stock prices. The stock market is a leading indicator. It tells you where the economy is going. So because of the skillful management of the economy by Dr. Peter Phillips and his team, the stock market is on the up, in contrast to what is happening globally.
When you look at the exchange also, we have constantly provided a fair and efficient stock market. And by that I mean that it is stable, it is well regulated. So when you put all those factors together, persons have now seen the advantage of coming back to market.
The JSE also launched its online trading platform in May 2015 to allow persons to buy and sell securities via the internet, targeting investors both locally and overseas.
Well, it is still new, and so the broker members who are involved in it are courting persons to trade online, and we have seen within 2015 that we had over 1 million transactions across the market. While it is not a large amount, this is how markets work. It takes time for persons to come on board.
So let's make the link. Changes in Jamaica under the Economic Reform Program have led to a number of positive things, including the buoyancy of Jamaica's stock market. But how does the positive gains of the stock market affect me and you, the average man on the street? Well, for one, companies will invest more to expand and grow their businesses. They will then be able to employ more people and possibly reduce the cost of production.
It also extends to the normal man on the road in terms of what is the price of that product. What are they able to sell those products for? So the competition, they are more competitive to foreign goods and services.
Plus,
when you look at the companies that are listed on the exchange, 75 to 80% of the corporate tax that the government gets is earned from the companies that are listed.
And with more revenue, government will be better able to provide critical services such as healthcare, education, and improving infrastructure.
What we see in 2016 is accelerated economic growth, and we see the stock market playing a very important role as a vehicle in that acceleration. Dr. Peter Phillips, the Finance Minister, has already indicated that a number of government entities will be packaged and divested on the stock exchange.
One, it will be a boost for the market. Two, it's very important that the government looks at privatization through the exchange, because what it does is offer more Jamaicans a stake in Jamaica.
Also in 2016, 9 additional securities are expected to be listed on the JSE.
6 from the junior market and 3 from the main market.
The Jamaica Stock Exchange will also be hosting its 11th annual Investments and Capital Markets Conference from January 18 to 20. It will be held under the theme, Reaching Beyond Traditional Boundaries, Exploring and Partnering for Growth for All. The conference will also provide an opportunity for networking, the sharing of best practices, and partnerships for different products and services.
We have not yet explored our culture and the benefits for culture. We have not yet explored the performing arts, etc., in terms of the investment opportunities. And we want to explore those at the conference.
And ordinary Jamaicans need to take advantage of the booming stock market, buy some stocks, diversify investment portfolios.
We want more people in the Jamaican economy, more of the ordinary people, to play the market. And you know, it's a long-term investment, so it can be used as part of your pension payments. It can be used for long-term goals such as buying a house. It can be used for long-term goals such as in educating your children. You can sell back your stocks on the market, so it also provides liquidity, capital appreciation and dividend payment.
The Jamaica Stock Exchange, the best performing stock market in the world in 2015, recording over 90% growth. And by all indications, it will help to accelerate Jamaica's economic growth in 2016.
Initiatives undertaken to diversify Jamaica's energy supply. And Startup Jamaica turns technological dreams into reality. Those are just some of the top achievements of the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining in 2015. A recap of other accomplishments in this super ministry next.
Our first mission is to diversify, to move away from this single source of diesel and heavy fuel oil, liquids, and to transition into other sources.
At the top of the year, government signed a $90 million clean energy agreement with the United States Overseas Private Investment Corporation, OPIC. Under the MOU, 2 wind energy plants and a solar energy plant got off the ground.
It's renewables that we really have to target.
Work on Wigton 3 was completed in December. BMR is scheduled for March 2016 and solar content in June 2016. The energy was also cranked up on the 380 megawatt new baseload generation project in 2015, as Cabinet gave approval for work to proceed on 330 megawatts in January. This led the way for due diligence to proceed. A power tariff agreement was also inked by JPS and Alpart. And then there was this.
An agreement for the Government of Jamaica and New Fortress to enter into a memorandum of understanding to guide the development of the natural gas market locally and confirm the intent to develop Jamaica as a hub for the regional distribution of small-scale gas supply.
The supply of LNG will also facilitate operations at the Bogue plant, where a $2.5 billion gas conversion project got off the ground in October. The project received legislative support with the passage of amendments to the Electricity and Office of Utilities Regulations Acts in both houses of Parliament.
It is enabling a better space for foreign investment, for investment.
In 2015, the Energy Ministry also connected more persons in rural communities to the national grid. The implementing agency, the Rural Electrification Program, was renamed the National Energy Solution Company Limited, with an expanded role to achieve energy efficiency. 2015 started on a high note for the bauxite alumina sector, with the resumption of mining activities at UC Rosal's plant in St. Elizabeth. By September, 35,000 tons of bauxite were exported to the Ukraine, and the plant is on track for full resumption by December 2016.
And I'm very pleased to see that the plans now are unfolding for that to happen, and very shortly I know the company will start to do its full recruitment.
In 2015, 3 licenses were granted by the Ministry of Science and Technology to conduct research and grow ganja for medicinal use. The licenses were granted to the University of the West Indies, the University of Technology Jamaica, and overseas-based firm Timeless Herbal Care Limited. Opportunities were provided for young people to turn their technology ideas into businesses. The Startup Jamaica program arranged a 1-month boot camp in Jordan for 3 local companies to boost their competitive edge.
Because our objective is to ensure that you succeed globally.
On November 9, the STEM Ministry hosted its 2nd batch of 60 young tech entrepreneurs, from which another set of companies will be selected. The ministry also continued its rollout of community access points across the island, adding over 50 in 2015. To heighten protection of the ICT sector, Dr. Louis Shalal was appointed as the new Chief Information Officer. He is supported by the National Cybersecurity Strategy, which was launched in January, and Parliament's passage of amendments to the Cybercrimes Act on October 13.
The Government of Jamaica is committed to creating a robust cybersecurity framework to protect Jamaica's online space.
It's also committed to First World Telecommunications, and on June 22, 2015, number portability became a reality. The Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining carried out targeted strategies in 2015 in pursuit of credible economic programs to drive growth and job creation.
How well do you know your child? What he or she likes or dislikes? Favorite food or color? How about who their friends are? Make the time. Get to know your child. It helps to build their relationship. Makes it easy to keep them safe, and it helps their development process.
Earlier, we talked about some of government's 2015 achievements in science. And if the current actions of our young people are anything to go by, Jamaica will continue to be a tour de force in the scientific field. Children at Waterford in Portmore, St. Catherine are using plastic bottles to make light bulbs. Take a look at that in this week's School Zone.
Hey, solar, we are going to use solar. At Waterford, we are use solar.
Today on School Zone, Waterford High School strikes yet again, creating light bulbs using plastic bottles. Now that's a bright idea. Stick around with me for more.
You will need a sheet of zinc, a chisel and marker, bottles of water and bleach, a sheet metal cutter and flash bond.
Okay, you will start by marking out the zinc. So you use the marker and mark out the zinc. And you can use the bottle, or you can cut out like piece of cartridge paper at the size of the bottle. So you would cut it like 3 millimeter bigger than the hole. So I already have one here which is cut out already. So I'm just going to use this. After you have done that now, you would use a chisel to cut out the bottle hole. After you have used the chisel to bore the hole, you're going to use the metal sheet cutter and cut it. So when you're cutting the zinc, try to have someone professional around you to cut the zinc to avoid cuts.
We came up with this project because of the pollution of plastic bottles in our school environment. The Science Club has come together to work to construct a classroom that was out of use. So we have renovated one classroom to solar classroom using plastic bottles with water and bleach.
So when you insert the bottle, you could pour your bleach in before or after, whichever way you rather it. 2 drops of bleach.
The bleach will act against fungi that will create algae in the water.
So after that now, you can cut out the shape to fit on the house top or the school top.
The Waterford High School in St. Catherine, an institution which has been steadily developing a reputation for producing young people with skills in various areas. This current solar plastic bottle lipo bulb project is testament to that.
We went online, did some research, and we found out that in the Philippines, they actually use a light bulb, they use plastic bottle and water as a lighting source there for low-income families. That idea was brilliant, and we innovate on it a little. So what we do is to actually find a way to light it up without using electricity, since the light bill here is really high, right? So we find a way to get lighting from the plastic bottle, and we are currently using it in the classroom now.
School Zone visited the classroom in question and checked out how this natural lighting is working for the students.
First, they were saying about the heat, but they're misunderstanding. It's not the bottles the heat is coming from. It's from the zinc roof. But the bottles now give off a good enough light. It's not too bright, it's not too low.
So what about when it rains? Those same holes created to let in the light would also let in the rain, right?
Above, on top of the roof, we use flashband. Silver stuff to use the patch holes and zinc roof. And underneath the bottom, we use silicone to seal out the water. That's no water can come in. So the flashband used to hold the bottle, that it don't fall out. And the silicone used to seal out water particles. So whenever rainfall or anything, it won't affect the class. It won't leak or anything.
To say that we are overly excited and happy is an understatement. The entire Waterford High School family stands behind the young scientists because we realize that these young people are innovative. They have the right attitude to wanting to experiment. And so as they continue on the path of excellence, which is what our motto is, we are overjoyed that they were able to put together something that could bring all of Jamaica to Waterford High School again.
Public acclaim and prizes aside, the plastic bottle lipo bulb solar project and Pradia larceny system have huge potential to make entrepreneurs out of these young scientists.
We want to target other schools in the community and other schools out of the community. We are planning to do like an installation fee, the students doing the installation for them, and they can always come and visit our school to look at our classroom. And we want them to actually adopt this kind of procedure to conserve on electricity.
At Waterford High, we have a light problem.
Mountain, we tell you that the
I bills them.
we need a solution
We try solve them.
Hey,
Solar. We are going to use solar.
At Waterford High, we are use solar.
That's how we close today's show. Thanks so much for making us a part of your Friday evening journey. Do continue to send your feedback on our social media platforms. You may also browse our website, jis.gov.jm, and watch this and other shows on our YouTube channel. I'm Theodore Henry, and this has been Jamaica Magazine. Have a great evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.